Hey, it's Frank from Unforced Errors. Today, I'm going to show you how to overgrip. Let's get into it.
0, 1. Let's get started.
All right, so first things first. The few things that you're going to need: pair of scissors. You're going to need an actual overgrip. We use Bodhi here. And you're going to need to remove this rubber band, which is at the top of your paddle. I've already removed this, so we can skip that step. Okay, so when you get these grips, no matter which brand, you're going to have a little sticky piece on here. So what you'll do is you'll remove this piece. It peels right off, and this is basically the sticker that's going to go around the grip when you're done. So don't throw this away. It'll be a terrible mistake. Set this aside for right now, and let's unravel this grip. So as you're doing this, you'll realize that there is a little plastic film piece that covers the actual grip exterior. So let me get this all unwrapped here, and then I'll show you what I mean. So there's two sides. One side you're going to see has the little white rectangle. We'll peel that before we actually apply the grip. On the other side, for Bodhi at least, they put a little red tab on it. So you should be able to see, there's like a little red tab, tough to see on the pink, but that's where you're going to want to start. You want to get that piece and completely pull it apart. This is just a plastic covering that protects your grip, but you don't need that because we're going to use it. All right, so next thing, whether you're right-handed or you're left-handed, this still applies. It's just you're going to do this in a reverse order if you're left-handed, because I am right-handed. So basically, there are two sides to this. One has this little notch up here, if you can see it. There's this little notch right at the top here. So that's where the grip is going to start, at the top. So it's a little sticky, so we'll move this out of here. These Overtac grips are super sticky, which is good. Okay, so back to this white rectangle. You're going to peel this off. Set that aside. You have the sticky part on there. You're going to go ahead and attach this to the top. Let me show this on this camera here. You can kind of stick this just on whatever flat part on the grip you want. And you'll notice that as you put this on, this is going to taper. You want to kind of put this up as high as you can without it going on a little too sloppy. You'll do one full cycle. So one full cycle here with the grip, and then you'll start to work it down. There are different schools of thought on this. You could cover 50% of the grip underneath it, or 50% of the first line that you put on there. Or you can do less if you want it to be a thinner grip, or you can do more if you want it to be a thicker grip. I usually do roughly around 50%. You just want to keep this tight. You don't need to stretch it out, but you want to make sure that it's tight as it goes on. If you make any mistakes, you can back this off and you can put this right back on. If you notice any wrinkles that are, you're not happy with, again, you can peel it off. Basically, you're going to wrap this all the way around. So as we get towards the top, you're going to notice that there's probably a little bit too much grip for the actual handle size. Some longer handles, you may not have this. This is a 5.6 inch handle, I think, from Chorus. You can see how much I still have, and I've already wrapped pretty much the whole grip. Some people will just wrap this over and over at the top. They don't mind that top piece being a little bit thicker. So you can do it like that, and then you can apply your tape if you want to. I don't really like this, especially it just kind of feels a little bit bunched up at the top. So what I'll do is I'm going to peel this back off. Okay, so you see how much excess you have here. I'm just going to kind of eyeball this, and I know that I want this to end right at the top and maybe one more. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this. So you're just going to cut this at an angle so that this tapers right across, and I'm going to do that, and then I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, so basically what I did was I just cut this here at a taper, And that way when it goes on, it just closes up, and then you don't get that big ball because it's a little bit cleaner this way. And I just prefer the feeling of it, especially on a Tui where I'm resting my hands up here. I just like the feel better. So there are different schools of thought on that. Neither is wrong, but you can choose how you want to do it. Some people don't like to bring scissors if they're out on a court and they want to just wrap the whole grip. That's fine too. You'll have a couple more pieces of tape here, but your first piece, you're just going to go ahead and stick this right on kind of that end piece. And then on the back side, you'll be able to peel this. So this is the same like white backing that you had to start. And you can kind of peel this as you go. And I'm just going to wrap this. And in theory, this will sit on here. Okay. So there you have it. It's wrapped, pretty evenly wrapped here. And then the only thing left to do once you put that sticker on, if you choose to, some people do not like these rubber bands at the top. They think they cause some vibration. So up to you if you want to use it. This is plenty secure at this point with the sticker on there. I like having it on there just to help keep the sticker pushed on. I don't think there's any major downside to this one, especially from Chorus. It's not a super thick one that I've seen in the past, others that will cause those vibrations. I don't have any issues with this one. And you'll just pop this back on. Okay, so once you get this rubber band back on, you're good to go. You're done. You can now go outside and enjoy your new Overgrip. Generally, best case I've noticed here is if the Overgrip starts to lose its tack, if it feels like the paddle is slipping out of your hands, if it's really dirty, those are your best chances of when you want to look at replacing the Overgrip. But that is that, and that's all I have for you. If you want to help support the channel, you can use the code Unforced Errors on Bodhi Pickleball, and you'll get 15% off of all the grips and all the things that are on their site, all the pickleball accessories. So we appreciate you if you choose to do that. If you don't, we're just happy you stuck by and hung out for the video. In the meantime, you can follow us everywhere at Unforced Errors PB, and we'll see you on the next one. See ya.